Your grace is love beyond all means. It breaks the chains and gives strength to the weak. When I am lost, you're there with me. Your grace alone can set me free. Your grace abounds, it knows no end. It covers me and is my defense. When I am weak, you're strong for me. Your grace alone can set me free. Your grace alone is good enough. Without your grace, there is no love. Wherever I go, you go with me. Your grace alone can comfort me. Your grace extends and offers light that never ends, and I don't know why. When I am lost, you're there with me. Your grace alone can set me free. Your grace alone is good enough. Without your grace, there is no love. Wherever I go, you go with me. Your grace alone can comfort me. Your grace alone is good enough. Without your grace, there is no love. Wherever I go, you go with me. Your grace alone can rescue me. Your grace alone can save me. Save me.
Я просто не соображу, что я хочу.
Give it a taste and adjust final. Little garlic, the ginger's starting to get toasty in there. And then we're just gonna do a little bit of that torn Thai basil right.
Welcome. We were gonna bring some Szechuan pepper.
Thank you for getting Aaron a couple. Oh.
I'll tell you, that week I did it.
guess I'm lonely. I'm starting to grow old, and I thought my youth would last forever. Take me back to when we were kids and didn't care if we were acting stupid, 'cause all we had was us. If I close my eyes and think about us, I can see the person I know I should be. 'Cause honestly, I don't have no time to waste. I'm trying to come back to you, because now I see we were meant to be. Just tell me where and I'll come see ya. 'Cause I'm afraid that I'll end up here alone. Hope you'll understand how much I need ya. Take me back to when we were kids and didn't care if we were acting stupid, 'cause all we had was us. If I close my eyes and think about us, I can see the person I know I should be. 'Cause honestly, I don't have no time to waste. I'm trying to go back to you, because now I see we were meant to be. Acting stupid, 'cause all we had was us. If I close my eyes and think about us, I can see the person I know I should be. 'Cause honestly, I don't have no time to waste. I'm trying to come back to you, because now I see we were meant to be. Am I ever gonna get there? Am I ever gonna get there? I guess we'll see. Am I ever gonna get there? Am I ever gonna get there? Am I ever gonna get there? I guess we'll see. 'Cause I'm trying to find my place. And I heard a man once say, son, you gotta run your own race. Don't you ever stop. No, don't you ever stop. Am I ever gonna get there? I don't know if I will get there. No. Will I ever see the sun there? I guess we'll see. Cause I'm doing all I can, finding my hopes and shaping them, searching ways to try and make amends. I ain't ever gonna stop. No, I ain't